Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a review on these Monami Plus Pen 3000. So these pens are actually not really new to me, and neither are they a new pen at all. Cindy Gunther-Baldo has done a review on these. I think it was over a year ago already, as well as Sarah from Ensign Insights. I'm going to link both of those channels because I suggest you go check out their reviews. They're both wonderful. I love watching them. I'm subscribed to both of them myself, actually, and they do have really good reviews on these pens. But for my subscribers, you may not be subscribed to those channels. So here I am going to show my experience with these pens and just kind of share with you how they write, how they perform, etc. All the little tidbits of stuff that you guys might want to know. So when I first was looking at these, I was looking at Sarah from Ensign Insights on her channel. She is usually the person I go to, or actually Susie from How to Hand Letter. I like both of them to look for new brush pen inspiration because I have a lot of brush pens, as you guys well know, and usually when there's a new brush pen that comes out, they usually get to it before I do because they're both from the States. So that's usually my kind of inspiration for brush pens. So anyway, I was watching Sarah and she had done a review on these markers slash pens. I guess they're technically like a fine liner pen. And she said that one of her viewers had recommended them to her. Actually, Cindy said the same thing, and that you could use them as a fine liner, but the pen tip is a little bit flexible, so you can actually use it like a very tiny brush pen. And I think probably the closest comparison that I have would probably be the Coco Kiro pen. What we're going to do is swatch all the colors, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the flexibility, what I noticed about the pen itself, and then I'll compare it to the Coco Kiro pen. So we're going to do swatches, and then we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about these pens. So I just want to zoom you guys in here just so you can see a little bit better. So there we go. Those are all of the colors. And the only one that doesn't really compare to its, like the barrel of the pen, is actually this one here, which is red wine, number 13. And this looks more of a red wine color, and this is more of a brighter red. So we'll zoom back out here. We're going to talk a little bit about the pens and kind of comparisons. So I first got these pens quite a while ago. How they come is this little package that looks like a book. You open it up. I do have the 36 pack. I got them on Amazon for about $25, so pretty decent. And I saw how Sarah from Ensign Insights was using them as a brush lettering pen because the tip is flexible. So if you take a look at the tip, it has a plastic nib right here. It's hard to see. A plastic part and then the flexible end. And that's kind of how you can get a width of, like a varying width between a fine liner and a tiny brush pen. So I believe it's like 0.4 millimeters to maybe 1 millimeter, which is the width of what you can get. So I did kind of like what Cindy did. I drew a little box with the fine liner tip to show how skinny you can get it, and then kind of like a thicker brush stroke inside the box, and that is as thick as you can get it. and the black was done with the black color here. And so, of course, the first thing I noticed, I'm going to use green. So, and just so you know, I will not be using these for blending because they're too small to blend with. I never blend with small brush pens. I'm just going to do some lettering here to show you the different strokes. So the one thing I do notice is that the tip does have a tendency to bend, as do most brush pens, but a really good brush pen will bounce back really quickly. And I think what inspired me to do this video, when I first got these pens, to be completely honest, you guys, I hated them so much. And it's just because my expectation of them was much higher than the reality. And I hated the fact that they bent. But now that I've watched more reviews, I've used them a little bit more and played around with them. And I've also had the experience of another of Monami's brush pens. That's these ones right here, the Monami Color Twin Brush. So these ones are a dud for brush or hand lettering. I am going to link the video for you. Since that video, I have realized that these are much better quality, and I thought that I would share them with you guys if you haven't already heard about them. And especially in case you want to have some kind of lettering that is smaller, but this is much more delicate lettering than even the Tombows or the Pentel Fude Touch. The size that you get with these is, like I said, a lot closer in comparison to the Coco Curo. I will show you what this looks like. This is probably one of my favorite small brush pens. I don't use it that much, but you can also see the difference in the nib size. It is a little bit bigger. And yet you get the same. Actually, I think if you press down on this Coco Curo, it's a little bit bigger. But yes, this is one of my favorites. I just don't use it enough, and then the ink dries up. And that's actually what happened with my my black ink. And I think I lost my little cap, so you actually have to put a cap on it so it doesn't dry out. But then you can get refillable barrels for that one. So Cindy was saying that the tip of the Monami Plus brush pen is similar to the PN tip of the Micron. So I'm just going to compare those as well. So this is the Monami. I'm actually liking these even more. But you can actually see that the little tip almost does like a flip up, like a curl, like kind of like a paintbrush stroke. But I think if you were to write on the other side, it does go back to its original form. So you just kind of have to flip it over and try using the other side. So apparently these have flexibility too, but I don't think I've tried that. I don't really want to ruin my pen. Okay, so this is as hard as I can go, and then that's as easy as I can go. So you can see there's a little bit of a difference there. But I think the Monami have even more of a difference, because if you, especially if you're doing headers in your bullet journal, these are actually really nice for that. And the good thing is you do have a really wide selection. The cap does click on quite satisfying, so they won't dry out. And they don't really stay as good on the back, but I don't think they're going to come off. And so far they've been really good, and they do have the colors on the little plastic piece at the end, so that's how I knew. All of the ones that say F dash a color are obviously fluorescent. So we'll go back to that page. That kind of leaked through there. But the fluorescent green, the fluorescent pink, and the fluorescent yellow, and the fluorescent orange. So they're kind of like highlighter colors. When it comes to a fine liner, I don't really know why they do that, because you can't see them very well. And there are quite a few colors here that are really light that you can't see. So I'm thinking like the yellows and the light orange. Oh, where did it go? The pale orange, the mint green. Those are ones that are really light, but for the most part, I'm actually really happy with these pens. And I think it was just, it took the comparison from the Monami Color Twin brush pen to these ones. And mind you, I did get these off of the Stationery Pal website, and these I got off of Amazon. And I believe you can still find these. They're a little bit more popular because there are a lot of people getting them right now. And like I said, if I had filmed this video as soon as I got them, it would have had a really bad review, because and I think it's kind of like my style has changed. I really preferred large brush pens, but now the more I play around with small brush pens, I like them as well. I like them, like I said, as headers in my bullet journal. Before, I would just use my Tombow Food Nasuke. And, oh yeah, let's do a quick comparison with the Micron. So that's the Monami, and then this is the Micron. So it's more of a fine liner. I think that plastic tip is definitely more rigid. The Monami definitely has more of a give to it. And you can definitely get some nice brush lettering. Absolutely. And actually it looks really pretty. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because it is interesting. Like, the more you use brush pens, there are times where you'll say the more you hate them or the more you like them. It just kind of depends on what you're using them for. So I wanted to share my experience with you guys on those. Let me know in the comments if you have tried these and what you think of them. They might not be accessible in all countries, I don't know, but I know I'm from Canada and I have a harder time getting my hands on things from the States. So if that's your problem too, let me know and we can commiserate together. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. Please, if you're new here, I'd love if you would subscribe and also click that bell notification button to be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye now.